Good evening. Welcome to the forecast discussion for May 14th, 2014. It is currently 6:20 p.m. and we have a wide variety of temperatures out there as our backdoor cold front has really put up a heck of a fight and kept much of the hot and humid air that is currently over western New York and western Pennsylvania and West Virginia, where temperatures are in the 80s still. Look at this temperature contrast over western New York. Just in western New York, you have 68, 69 degrees around the Great Lakes. A little bit further inland, 81 degrees. Then we fall back into the 70s and then off into the 60s and 50s in Connecticut. What is going on here? Well, what we're seeing here is a dynamic battle between the marine air mass that is building in and producing overcast skies now this evening, with a few isolated showers here and there. We're going to also see some locally dense fog tonight, so watch out for that, especially if you're traveling. If you're coming home from the Mets-Yankee game at Citi Field tonight, you're going to be dealing with some locally dense fog as you're driving home. Then you have your tropical air mass that's out here over central and western Pennsylvania. Then you have your polar air mass that's way out here over portions of the Ohio River Valley and eastern Great Lakes, where temperatures are falling into the 40s, 50s, and 60s. So we have a wide variety of temperatures here, and basically all of this is going to combine to produce an environment of very, very heavy rainfall on Friday evening, Friday afternoon, and Friday evening into early Saturday morning. And I'm going to show you why I'm a little bit concerned, why I think the models might be underplaying this just a bit. Pretty interesting stuff on the water vapor this evening. So again, winds are generally from the east and the southeast associated with this backdoor cold front, ranging anywhere from 5 to 15 miles per hour, and temperatures really aren't going to fall all that much, basically holding steady right along the coast and falling into the upper 50s to lower 60s over the interior as the evening wears on. As far as the radar is concerned, really not much going on out here. We have a few isolated showers here and there, but for the most part, overcast skies are in place with the chance of a drizzle, a little bit of drizzle. That's about it, if anything. All your precipitation is pretty much locked in. Look at this developing over portions of the Tennessee River Valley down towards the Gulf Coast. This area of precipitation is what is going to be moving through the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area on Friday afternoon and Friday evening. And when it gets here, it's going to be capable of producing very heavy downpours and wind gusts over 40 miles per hour. Now, I don't think we're going to see severe thunderstorms out of this because of the nature of the atmosphere. The atmosphere at the surface is what we call stable. You could tell this very easily. If you look at a smokestack and you see how the smokestack is pretty much levels off, that means the atmosphere is stable. And when you have a stable atmosphere, it does not support thunderstorms. And pretty much if you're driving up the New Jersey Turnpike and you drive past northeastern New Jersey where all the factories are, you can clearly see this very evidently as far as the nature of the atmosphere that's in place. It's pretty cool to see, kind of a little bit of a little science experiment you can do while driving in the car with your kids or whatnot. So pretty much you can see how the atmosphere is carved out. You have your marine air mass right here. You have your tropical air mass with isolated to widely scattered thunderstorms over the Ohio River Valley in western Pennsylvania. Then you have all your lifting and all your moisture advection or transport over the Tennessee River Valley down towards the Gulf Coast associated with our very powerful cold front. Now you can see this even more impressively on the infrared satellite picture. Here's our low pressure system intensifying. Here's our backdoor cold front that is stalled out and carved out, and you can thank the cooler air to our high pressure system in the Canadian Maritimes and the Gulf of Maine. This high pressure system is going to be a staple all summer. Get used to this. You're going to see long range forecasts suggest temperatures are going to be in the 80s all week, and you end up with temperatures around 70. So about 10 degrees, even in some cases 15 degrees cooler than what was forecasted 7 to 10 days ago. This is why I was warning a lot of the premium members out there, don't buy into this when you see this large ridge, the idea of a major heat wave coming into the east, because of what's happening with the pattern, and we're seeing it right now as this is a direct influence of a negative NAO pattern. So again, here's our high pressure system forcing our marine air mass. As you can see when we zoom in here, those low clouds starting to develop and the fog starting to develop over the Atlantic, and that will eventually build into the coast, reducing visibility below a mile in some locations. Here's our low pressure system. This low pressure system will lift northeast towards the Great Lakes. This cold front will drive to the east and reach the region by Friday afternoon, and with it some very heavy rainfall. Now, we all know that we have three air masses in place, and the interaction of these three air masses can produce very heavy rainfall. What I'm really concerned about is what I'm seeing on the water vapor satellite picture is this direct connection from the Pacific, the tropical Pacific, up through the Gulf of Mexico and up towards the northern Atlantic. This is a lot of moisture and a very strong 850 millibar jet stream starting to develop on the lee side of this low pressure system. As this low pressure system is lifting north, it's going to be driving this tropical moisture northeastward with it. Combine that with this marine air mass at the surface, it lifts up that tropical moisture. You end up with a very heavy rainfall event. I'm looking at, in general, 1 to 2 inches of rain, but there's going to be some locations where you have those embedded thunderstorms that will produce rainfall amounts of 3-4 inches of rain. Now, the model guidance is kind of focusing over eastern Pennsylvania, basically where that's boundaries kind of locked in, but don't be surprised if you see bullseyes of those 3-inch rainfall amounts even as far east as Long Island and eastern Connecticut as this low pressure system and cold front lifts north and east. So here is the latest model guidance from the Penn State EWOL website using the GFS model guidance. Again, for tonight, overcast skies, some cloud cover, obviously, some areas of fog, reducing visibility below a mile in some locations, and can't rule out an isolated shower with some drizzle. Temperatures falling or remain steady in the upper 50s to lower 60s. For tomorrow, again, rinse and repeat from what we saw today. Variable cloud cover, some breaks here and there, overcast skies towards evening. An isolated shower is possible throughout the region as the lifting and all the focus is definitely focused, should I say, over the Ohio River Valley. Look at this strong PVA over portions of the Ohio River Valley. And at the mid-levels, there's a lot of dry air as well. So pretty much we're dealing with isolated showers for the most part in this setup for tomorrow afternoon. Can't rule out an isolated thunderstorm out of this. Now again, the marine air mass is holding on strong. It's not giving way thanks to this high pressure system out here around the Canadian Maritimes. So temperatures on Friday will generally range from the mid to upper 70s over portions of the Philadelphia metropolitan area, lowered to mid 70s over the New York City metropolitan area, and mid to upper 60s over southeastern Connecticut and Long Island, as that marine air mass holds strong and tries to keep those temperatures limited. Now, if we have enough overcast, those temperatures will be a bit cooler, about 4 to 5 degrees cooler. So we definitely have this evolution in the pattern taking place. Now by Friday, that cold front marches eastward, and it's going to be a very powerful cold front with very heavy rainfall. Looking for that rainfall to take hold on Friday afternoon and continue to spread eastward on Friday evening. That rainfall will have thunderstorms embedded in it that will reduce visibility below a mile in some locations. So the Friday evening rush hour is just going to be a complete mess. Temperatures on Friday will range from the lower to mid 60s for lows and lower to mid 70s for highs throughout the entire region. Then the good news. Once this cold front clears out, and it's going to produce a lot of heavy rain again Friday night, the great news is that this weekend on through next week, high pressure is in control. High pressure is in control for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, even going into Wednesday. Basically what you're going to have is this high pressure system located with the Canadian air mass and over the Canadian Maritimes associated with this upper level low right here. It's going to remain in place, lock in, keep our temperatures on the cool side. So for Saturday, temperatures in the mid to upper 50s for lows, lower to mid 70s for highs. Sunday, lower to mid 50s for lows, lower to mid 70s for highs for the entire region, with a nice northwesterly wind around 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting to 20 miles per hour at times. Then the cool air takes hold on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, with temperatures in the upper 40s to lower 50s for lows, and upper 60s to lower 70s for highs. It's going to be a cool one out there. That is for sure as we head into the middle of next week. That's your forecast discussion for tonight. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and LinkedIn. As always, stay safe out there.